It's week 3 in the NFL, and we're ready to break down the main slate on Yahoo with a full cash lineup, and it's coming up next. Hello, everyone. I'm Eric Lee with the Fantasy Football Consultants. All right, some Yahoo content for you guys. All right, now keep in mind that Yahoo is not a part of our regular weekly content, which makes it more important than ever for you to subscribe to this channel. So when we do Yahoo content on a bonus coverage, that you will either be notified if you click the bell icon, or will likely just appear on your feed as a subscriber. Plus, you'll be supporting the show, and we would really appreciate it. And the reason we're doing this bonus show is I challenged you guys last week. If you are not subscribed, please do so. A significant number of people did, so that's why we're doing the bonus content this week. So I challenge you guys again. If you're watching this video and you are not subscribed and you care and want more Yahoo content, please hit the red subscribe button. All right, let's prepare a cash lineup on Yahoo week 3. All right, let's get into this Yahoo slate. And again, I think the strategy on Yahoo is you've got to seek out the bargains. And then with those bargains, you usually can pay up for one or two premium Yahoo players, and you got to decide which one of those players that you want to do that for. So let's start at running back. We say here at the FFC that no position, this is backed up with data, returns their value more than running backs. So therefore, if I want to pay up, this is usually where I want to do it if I really like a particular running back in a great game script. So let's take a peek. We see that Jonathan Taylor, Christian McCaffrey, those guys are expensive, and the names are great, but I don't love their situation. I don't like that Jonathan Taylor is may or may not have Michael Pittman Jr. We found out last week when Michael Pittman Jr. was out, what did the Jacksonville Jaguars do? They just put a whole bunch of players in the box to concentrate on stopping the run, and they actually were able to do so. Also, from a game script perspective, this could get out of hand. Kansas City has been playing really well this year, and they can come into Indianapolis, especially if Pittman is not in the lineup, and get up by a couple of touchdowns, which could game script Jonathan Taylor out. So I'm not going to spend the $39 on Taylor. I'm actually going to look for some bargains here. So I'm going to go way, way down and see a couple of guys at only $18 that I really like. David Montgomery. Let's take a look at him. I like the fact that he's at home. Chicago's offense has struggled, especially to their wide receivers. Darnell Mooney, who's their star, and Cole Kmet, who's supposed to be their second star at tight end, they've combined for 2 catches for 4 yards in 2 games. That's horrible. So the beneficiary, as they try to figure that out, should be David Montgomery. I expect them to lean on David Montgomery in this match. They're 2.5-point favorites, so they should be ahead or at least close. And if that's the case, Montgomery should be featured. He's gotten, looking at it, 20 touches and 17 touches. I think that he should get at least that in a game script that I think will be favorable to him. $18, I love the bargain. As I love the bargain to another bell cow back, Josh Jacobs, in another good situation. He is a small favorite, 2.5-point favorites as well. Playing at Tennessee, this Tennessee team has really struggled on the offensive side and the defensive side. Meanwhile, Josh Jacobs has been fine. He has got 20 touches last week. I was down on Josh Jacobs in the preseason because they had so many different running backs that they brought in. But the fact that he seems like he still is by far the primary ball carrier, and even though he hasn't had a touchdown, he is still the goal line back. I think he's going to get more opportunities against Tennessee. So let's sign Josh Jacobs up for a very, very reasonable $18. All right, you know the name of the game. Look for bargains. so you can decide which star you want to pay up for. And the star that shines the brightest around here at FFC is none other than Cooper Kupp. What can you say about the guy? In cash, you want to have a high floor. And I don't know any player in any position that has a higher floor than Cooper Kupp. And once again, he's got a great matchup against Arizona, who has failed to really stop anybody so far this year on the defensive side. Meanwhile, all Cooper Kupp does is catch passes and get over 100 yards. We've commented on several shows that he's got the 100-yard mark in 15 of the last 23 games, which is just absolutely incredible. I have no problem paying $40. That's the maximum. Yahoo can't price him high enough because $40 is the maximum that they'll go. No problem. Sold. I'll pay for him. It does mean I need to look for bargains at the other two wide receiver spots, but no problem. I get two number one wide receivers in pretty good spots at bargain basement prices. At $16, give me Brandon Cooks on the other side of that Houston-Chicago matchup. Again, I expect this game to be close. And the guy gets nothing but double-digit targets. And against Chicago, whose defense is not as strong as what we saw just last week against Denver, I think Cooks is going to be, let's just say cooking. Meanwhile, at $17, I'm surprised how how cheap Drake London is. He faces my Seattle Seahawks, who just lost Jamal Adams for the season. Their defense is hurting folks. And I think Drake London, as really the only consistent weapon that Atlanta has, should be able to take advantage. Why? Because some reason Marcus Mariota has a strong dislike to Pitts. I don't know why he's not throwing to Kyle Pitts. The reality is he hasn't. Who has he been throwing to? Drake London. 7 targets and then 12. Man, love it in a great game environment. Let's get Drake London at $17 in our lineup. Let's go over to tight end. Travis Kelce's a pretty penny at $33. And I can imagine in a separate type of lineup construction that you might want to go with him, because I like Kelce in this game. He's facing Indianapolis. I expect him to have a very nice game. The problem is I can save $18, and that's a valuable $18, by getting a guy that I also like in Zach Ertz, who is playing at home in a high-scoring projected game against the LA Rams. Let's not forget, folks, that DeAndre Hopkins is suspended, and Rondell Moore has been injured and will likely not play this week. You can watch the news. But either way, I'm very comfortable with Zach Ertz, who is coming off an injury in week 1. So that, I think, is the reason why he didn't perform as well. Looked like he was healthy last week. And they're paying this guy mega bucks, and they don't have many other options in a high-scoring game. I don't see how he doesn't pay off this paltry $15 Yahoo price tag. Yahoo, what are you thinking? Don't worry about it. We don't care what you're thinking. We'll just take advantage. All right. So we have been diligent. We've been eating our vegetables, and we feel like at, let's see, just $25 average salary, we can spend some money because we're going to save money at defense. So let's start with quarterback. Who are we going to pick for quarterback? Well, how about the most valuable quarterback that you would want this week? The only problem is Yahoo isn't pricing him that way. Justin Herbert? No, I don't need him. Patrick Mahomes? No. Lamar Jackson's tied with him. I don't want him. The guy I want is Josh Allen in the highest scoring projected game for the week. And, Josh Allen facing Miami, who was just in that ridiculous shootout against the Ravens last week. This could be a very high scoring game, and Josh Allen will be a part of it. in the air and on the ground. Curiously, he only ran the ball once last week, but they got way up on Tennessee. And, why put your best weapon in any harm by running when you're up 2 or 3, 4 touchdowns? So I think Allen will do more this week. It's supposed to be a close game. Buffalo is only a 4.5-point favorite. So dial me up for Josh Allen. All right. I have just enough money to get a guy who I think is absolutely underpriced. He is a running back. And we look here at only $26. We get what I call one of the 4 premium backs, Austin Eckler. And you know what? Normally I'm a little nervous about the Chargers, but I think everything's going to be okay with Austin Eckler, even with potential injuries. When I say I'm nervous about the Chargers, I'm nervous about their injury situation. Keenan Allen may not play. Justin Herbert may not play. So I'm certainly fine with Eckler when those guys play, but I think he'll be just fine even if either of those guys are out, because I think a backup quarterback will have to rely on him. And if Keenan Allen is playing, I think that they're going to have to rely on him even more, as they did last week. Look at that. 10 targets, 9 receptions last week with no Keenan Allen. Austin Eckler, I know he has not reached the end zone yet this year. He scored 20 touchdowns last year. Do I expect him to score 20 this year? No, I didn't expect it at the preseason. But he is going to find the end zone. He's due, and they got a great game script. They are at home. They're 7.5-point favorites over Jacksonville. A very nice implied total. Love Austin Eckler here on Yahoo, given his $26 price. So that leaves me $12 for a defense. And you know what? I have a defense that I like a lot here. How about the Cincinnati Bengals for $12? Look, the Bengals are favored by 5 points over the New York Jets. Look, let's be honest, folks. The Bengals, the Super Bowl participants last week are a much better team than the New York Jets. The only problem is that the offensive line has been terrible, and they were trying to improve on that. But hopefully they get that fixed against the New York Jets, who have a very poor defensive line, and such that they get ahead on the Jets. I know Flacco had a miracle comeback, but I don't know. I can count on my one hand how many starting quarterbacks in the NFL that I think Joe Flacco is better than. So sorry, Robert Saleh, collect receipts on me. I think the Bengals win this, and I think the defense, which has been pretty good this year for the Bengals, will be able to come through. So that is my cash lineup on Yahoo. On your screen now is 2 shows we are doing for week 3, both FanDuel and DraftKings. We talk about different players because of the pricing. Even if you only play Yahoo, check those videos out as well. Thanks, everybody, for all your support. Take care, and we'll see you next time.